Monday morning, which means an early start and heading down to Derby Velodrome. So I was there last night and then be back there this morning, almost 6:30. So just about to get on the road. So yeah, doing drop in, then hour break, and then 2 hour sprint slot to get some efforts done at speed. Yesterday was kind of just like a good opener session, I guess, because 3 efforts on the track at gas when I'm on the front, but yeah, not a crazy session. So feeling really good today. So hopefully get a good session in the bank, because the last few weeks on my Monday session, last 2 weeks it's been kind of more of a technical session, not absolutely gassing it. Nature of coming back from the illness, but yeah, feeling good. So and I've had a week of good training under the belt. So yeah, get back to it. 5 by 2k, flying 2k. Yeah, felt really good. That last one especially, I just felt that's the smoothest I've ever felt on the black line. I had a couple of times where I had to jolt deviate from it, but normally it's little adjustments that you're having to make. But I felt like I was consistently just really nice on the line, maybe slightly outside it. I doubt I was bang on, but yeah, it just felt really smooth, which was really good. You can see the numbers, I can't. But yeah, really good session, really happy with that. Really good session at the track, almost certainly my best so far. I mean, I'll have to have a look at the data, but I know I was pushing hard for those efforts, but full 2k efforts at good speed, good position, and my line was really good at points, I thought. And yeah, just every time I'm at the track, I just feel like I'm getting better and better and better, considering how far I've come from my first time trying to do efforts at speed, where it just felt like it was flinging me up the track. I feel plenty in control of it, and I can just ramp up the speed without it feeling like, oh, you get to this new speed threshold and it's impossible to control the bike. It's a balance of all these things, and it's I feel like I'm getting to the point now where you could just work on the power and the aero and you will just get better, rather than being limited by your technical ability. As I guess the last couple of weeks I've really just been focusing on the technical side of things because I haven't been feeling too well. But yeah, now I'm back to myself. So yeah, just really enjoying the track. Really, might be something I continue doing year round. The team suit session on a Sunday. It's a busier session. We don't get as much time on track, so it's just a little bit more chill. It was like a really nice warm up for today, really. Then have my good track session on the Monday, not burning myself out, not trying to get to the track 3 odd times a week, because it is pretty intense what I'm doing, because I'm wanting to spend time at speed, and you can drop in for a couple of bends from height, but other than that, you have to work hard to get that speed. So it's going to be a hard session if you want to get that specificity. So yeah, once a week is doing me good, but I've got that in early. I've been doing that since December. Yeah, getting to a point where I'm really happy with how things are progressing. Looking forward to the British Champs. But then past there, I'll keep working on the track, keep improving, and then British Champs 2027, I should be extremely confident on the track. And yeah, hopefully see some good results. Dead after my talk session, but not as bad as the last few, where completely cooked. Managed my planned session. It was 5 by 3 minutes, and I ended up doing it at 440 watts, probably about 53, 54 RPM average. So a little bit higher cadence, fair bit lower power. That was a good session, that. Really hard work. got it done. Legs felt pretty crap for my sprints to begin with, but got some decent sprints in as well. Got my talk done. Spin out the legs now. Doing over 40 odd minutes. Whew. My word. There we go. Good session there. Two hours zone 2, nice tapper. Then I'll go for a gym session later as well. Just 2.5 hours zone 2, good to keep it ticking away though. Gone pretty cold again over the last couple of days, and I've just noticed that it gets colder and I'm just like super phlegmy, and I'm really overthinking it because I got ill a couple of weeks ago, lost a week and a half, and yeah, I haven't got long till the British Champs, and I kind of, if I get ill again, I'll be like, I'll still do the event, but I've just had a very uninterrupted prep leading up to it. So I'm very aware of it. Bit paranoid, I'll be honest. Thinking back to it, like when I was younger, like this time, well, pretty frequently when I was running, like I'd always be like super phlegmy. So I think it is just, it gets cold, I get phlegmy, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. But yeah, then had some family round yesterday, and had switched around, was originally planning on doing my session on Friday, and then rest day Saturday, switched that around, so I was going to do rest day Friday, session Saturday, but with a couple of my family members being ill, it's like, okay, I'll just hedge my bets a little bit, and hence just do zone 2 today, so just an hour, 2 hours easy, rather than doing a easy threshold session that I feel really good for. I feel fantastic today, but if I get ill after that, I'd be like, maybe wasn't the best call. So yeah, just trying to be a bit sensible with it. Like, I'd rather knock off an easy session that's just to build general fitness, and slightly reduce my chance of getting ill. I don't know, probably overthinking it a bit too much, but yeah, that's kind of the way it is. Hopefully just zone 2 again tomorrow, track on Monday, and yeah, last few good weeks of training. Sunday, not ill, which is a good start. Just a 2 hour zone 2 yesterday, and then a nice walk to clear my head, get some fresh air, which is kind of what I'm doing this winter. Don't really feel like getting outside in this sort of weather, so I'm just riding on the turbo, but then getting some fresh air, taking the dogs for walks, etc. And with the intensity of a walk, I can actually have a think to myself, whereas you do some zone 2, like, yeah, it's nice and easy, but your head kind of goes around in circles, going over the same points, because you lose track of what you're thinking about, get locked in for focus on turning the pedals for 5 minutes, and then we're like, oh yeah, what was I thinking about? Whereas go for a nice steady walk, just get to think through about training, like what I'm doing, is it the right thing to be doing, why I think that's the right thing to be doing, and learning to trust myself. Thinking some illness was coming on, so just take it steady, do some zone 2, keep the fitness at a decent level, but don't need to do an easy threshold session that's not going to move the needle that much for my pursuing, but would set me back more, I'd say, if I did get ill. So stuff like that. So 2 hours zone 2 today, be at the track tomorrow morning, hopefully get a good session in, and then have another good week of training next week. Whew. Been really enjoying Dr. Hutch's book for the past few days when I'm going to bed. Yeah, been reading a little bit too much, probably like 40 pages a night or something. But yeah, been some interesting parallels to my own riding, I guess. Starting at a later age, having big old chunky calves as well, and also the track riding. Like early on in the book, he was like, oh, I should have realised that the track was the future. Could have focused on that more, and that's what kind of the conclusion I'd come to. In the past few months or so, after starting it, especially realise I enjoy it. If there's a career in the sport for me, it's probably on the track. So yeah, that's all good to be focused on. Like do the British champs, then probably keep in touch with the track riding during the year rather than just doing it during the winter and then picking it up again end of 2026 to start 2027 and just expecting to have a better track champs. I'll keep upskilling at the track over the course of the year. Because like every time I get down the track, I can just see that noticeable improvement. I feel much better on the track, much smoother lines, much more confident, and that's gonna hopefully keep that moving. And like I think it'd be silly to expect myself to have a crazy track champs this year and only give myself that one opportunity to do it. So I think give myself a whole of a year, and then 2027 track champs will be real opportunity for me to try and make something of this. I think after that it will be either on the GB squad or have to look at getting a normal job. Looking forward to that. Just really enjoy the track, keep pushing it, and yeah, have a real good shot at it in 2027. Obviously, I have a good shot at it in 2026. I've haven't had the best build up to it. You know, got ill a couple of weeks ago. Thought I was going to get ill again. But even though the training hasn't been perfect physiologically, I'm not going to be in my best shape ever. It's also an effort that like you can train for it and get better at it, but the gains you're going to make aren't insane. I know my baseline levels are going to still be pretty good, and the gains that I've made from being better at riding the track are going to be the main things that's going to help me improve on my 432 from a couple of weeks back. Learn from this track season what went well, what didn't, and then going into 2027, hopefully have a real good build up to it and be much more familiar and confident riding the track. Hopefully, there's a career in it, but you know, we'll see. No guarantees of any of that, not expecting it, but I think there's the potential there, and I mean, that's why I'm doing this whole thing in the first place. So